Welcome back, everybody, to my Halloween special, in which we're going to play one more PS3 game, and that is Jeopardy. Let's see how it goes, shall we? If you have not watched the previous segment, which was Wheel of Fortune for the PS3, I highly recommend you check that out first. Do you want to know why? Just watch.
This is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Brevet.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. That's my mom. Biology. Musicals opening numbers. Name the novel. L.A. Story. And which century? Where do we begin, player 1? Neurospora crassa is this type of fungus. It grows on bread, but in the wild is found on burned vegetation. Okay, player 1. Right. Player 1. Stomata, leaf pores that take in this gas enlarge when its level in the air drops below normal. Okay, player 1. Right. To help make sure your brain stays fueled, give its cells less of this hormone for glucose uptake. It's player 1. Good for you. Player 1. Linus Pauling found the structure of keratin, the main component of nails and this human body part. Okay, player 1. No, sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Let's hear it, player 2. That's it. A lot of clues, a lot of categories, player 2. Make us about 25 species of this arachnid, most in the family Buthidae, have venom that'll kill you. 1,200 others sting like a bee.
I got stung by one
Player
the other
1.
day. What's a scorpion?
You got it. Player 1, you start us off. Sam the Eagle was created by the Disney Company for this event held in Los Angeles in 1984. Let's hear it, player 1. Yes. Player 1. Microphones, TV sets, masks, phonographs, and movie cameras symbolize Star's specialties on its Walk of Fame. Okay, player 1. Hey, you're right. This school is the oldest private university in California and the largest private employer in Los Angeles. Let's hear it, player one. No. Anyone else? Here's the correct response. USC. An observatory and a park in Los Angeles are named not for a birth of a nation director, but rather a colonel with this surname. Let's hear it, player one. That's it. Docents at LA's Page Museum are in a sticky situation. La Brea means this substance in Spanish. Yes, player one? Yes. Player one, back to you. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Let's hear it, player one. That's right, way to go. You all that jazz. Yes, player one? Yes. Good morning, Baltimore. Player one? That's correct. Willkommen. Yes, player one? Right. Player one, move. You're stepping on my heart. It's player one. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Okay, player two. Yes. Where do we begin, player two? 1937. I have chosen Mr. Baggins, and that ought to be enough for all of you. Player one? No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? It's player two. Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? It's player three. Right. All right, let's get back into this. Player three has control. 1813. Happy for all her maternal feelings was the day Mrs. Bennet got rid of her two most deserving daughters. It's player one. That's correct. 1932. In the 4,000 rooms of the center, the 4,000 electric clocks simultaneously struck 4. Player one? That's it. Player 1902. The horror. The horror. Let's hear it, player one. That's correct. Answer? The Daily Double. You are in the lead right now. What'll it be? All right, here's your clue. 1961. Once upon a time, there was a Martian named Valentine Michael Smith. Congratulations, you're still in first, player one. Player one. In 1758, Ben Franklin issued his last publication of this annual. It's player one. That's correct. Game fish of the family Istiophoridae with a pointed snout. Player one? Right. A doctor who specializes in the treatment of skin diseases. It's player one. That's correct. Here's Kelly.
Its silhouette is seen here.
Let's hear it, player one. That's right, way to go. Player Dr. one. Faustus, playwright. Player one. Yep. Please. Columbus reached South America for the first time. Yes, player one. Right. John Smith came to Virginia to help found the Jamestown colony. Let's hear it, player one. You are correct. Jimmy will present this clue.
Andrew Meikle invented the first threshing machine in this century.
Player one. Anyone else? Here's the correct response. The 18th. The last emperor of China was forced to abdicate at the age of 6. Let's hear it, player one. That's correct. And the last clue for $1,000. The Magna Carta was signed, establishing a standard for the rule of law. Let's hear it, player one. That's correct. The Jeopardy round will begin right after this. We start the Double Jeopardy categories with this one. Mythology and art. Crescent City rolls. Very, very good. Medieval Europe. Somewhere. And sea life. Player 3, you start. A statue of this Roman sea god is a perfect choice for a fountain. There's one at Peterhof in Russia. Let's hear it, player one. Right. Player one. A sarcophagus at Hearst Castle depicts this group of 9, including Erato, who inspires love poems. Okay, player one. Good. All right, here with the clue is Sarah.
This city statue of Geffen and her oxen is a bit less famous than the Little Mermaid.
It's player one. Yes. Answer? One of the daily doubles. You are in first place. So, what's your wager? Here is your clue. Praxiteles sculpted this Greek equivalent of Mercury carrying the infant Dionysus. That puts you even further ahead. So get psyched at the Louvre by looking at Antonio Canova's sculpture of this Roman god and Psyche. It's player one. Nope. Anyone else? Yes, player two. No. Any other takers? Okay, player three. Yes. Player three, you start. This strike-slip fault that runs through California is named for a lake that's in the rift. Let's hear it, player one. That's correct. We are volunteering the information that Klingman's Dome is the highest point in this state. Yes, player one? Correct. Johann Strauss Jr. conducted the Blue Danube Waltz publicly for the first time at a February 1867 concert in this city. Yes, player one? Correct. Dating from medieval times, Gamla stan, Old Town, is the cradle of this Scandinavian capital. It's player one. You got it. So answer. The other daily double. And you're in the lead now. How much? And the clue. Chisago is a county in this state, as is Hennepin. You have maintained your lead. Way to go. You again, player one. Dawes Butler voiced this animated TV hound. Okay, player one. Yes. These are forever in a top 10 hit from 1967. Player one? Right you are. Pro boxers have been battling under this Marcus's rules since the late 1800s. Let's hear it, player one. Correct. Tidal Avenue in Theodore Geisel's first book. It's player one. Good. Inept policeman in Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing. Let's hear it, player one. That's it. Select again. In The Buccaneer, Yul Brynner played this pirate who aided Andrew Jackson in the Battle of New Orleans. Okay, player one. Yes. In a 1953 comedy, Abbott and Costello try to go to this planet, but end up at Mardi Gras instead. Yes, player one? That is correct. Player one, critic Michael Kleinschrodt said of this star in The Big Easy, the very worst example of a New Orleans accent. Okay, player one. Good for you. Player in this movie, Bette Davis plays a Southern belle who loses Henry Fonda when she wears a red dress to a ball. It's player one. Right. New Orleans Set, The Cincinnati Kid, with him in the title role, is one of the great poker movies of all time. It's player one. No, sorry. Anyone else? It's player two. Anyone else? Player three? That's right, way to go. Player three, you start. This herring-like pizza fish is attracted by light, so it's fished at night. Okay, player one. Right. All right, here with the clue is Sarah.
Sad to say, walruses as well as elephants were often hunted to get this valuable material.
Let's hear it, player one. Right you are. The skin of an octopus contains cells called chromatophores that allow it to do this when excited. Okay, player one. Nope. Anyone else? Okay, player two. Right. A lot of clues, a lot of categories. Player 2. Make us a shovel, slipper, and spiny are species of this creature of the order Decapoda. It's player 1. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the correct response. The lobster. You again, player 2. Here's Kelly with the clue.
Bodiam Castle in Sussex was built during the 100 Years' War to defend England from this foe.
Yes, player 1? Right. Saint Augustine established himself in this city as the first archbishop of the English Church. Let's hear it, player 1. Yes. In the 1177 Peace of Venice, Frederick I, nicknamed this for his red beard, acknowledged Alexander III as Pope. Yes, player 1? Good. Player 1, we're in love with the medieval French literary work called This of the Rose. Okay, player 1? That's right, way to go. Player 1, this dynasty of Frankish kings ruled France from 751 to 987. Let's hear it, player 1. Yes. Here's the $2,000 clue. This white whale related to the narwhal is the only whale that can bend its neck. Let's hear it, player 1. Nope. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the correct response. The beluga. Only 2 of you will be going on to Final Jeopardy. Sorry, player 2. Everything depends on Final Jeopardy, of course, so let's take a look at the category, shall we? Midwest topography. What are you going to wager? Our Final Jeopardy clue today is, this state has the largest sand dunes complex in the United States, just north of a river named for its flatness. What did you put as your response? And that correct response will add...
See you all for that next game, everybody.
And your response? With that correct response, you will gain... Player 1, congratulations to you. We'll see you all next time.